Welcome back to another beautiful day in the Matrix. You're tuning in to The Next Layer, the number one alpha show. We talk about TA, we talk about meme coins, we talk about macro, micro, anything crypto related. We're not maxis, we are profit maximalists and TA maximalists as well. Bill the Bull, how we doing today, sir?
Brother, I'm really debating whether or not I should change my name from Late Night on Base to Late Night on Soul. I fucking love Solana.
Dude,
Love it.
hey, we were just talking, man. You had some pretty legendary trades. You know, you told us about Oakmont, and then you got another one. Like, man, dude, you've been absolutely crushing it. Solana looks like Solana's got a lot of liquidity, a lot of narratives. One question before we get into that.
Yeah.
What's your viewpoint on Solana and for the rest of this bull market compared to other layer ones and layer twos?
I mean, the market has dictated that Solana is going to be the top chain. I don't care what anyone says. It's the retail's place to be, you know, and like me and you, Chris, we come from the Pulse world. 2023, I thought Pulse was going to be that place because when the bull run hits, for those that are not familiar, 2021, whatever, the gas fees are just ridiculous. You know, no one's going to want to pay $200 a transaction. That's what it was. Obviously, ETH will still have its whales, but if you look at that cycle, 2021, BNB was just a massive success. I completely faded it. Now it's just proven to me Solana is the place. Anytime there's a meme coin, you're launching on Solana because that's where the liquidity is. I mean, some of this volume on this chain is insane. Like I'm in Luce, right? LUC, the Pope's mascot. Brother, 100 plus million volume. Like that's just only on Solana. So for me, you know, Solana, obviously long term, you know, there's a lot of rugs, but for the cream of the crop, I think if you find it, there's just gems. So yeah, super bullish on the Sol ecosystem.
I agree, man. You know, we play just so you guys know, me and Bill, we play a very high risk, high reward game. And then we really highlight, you know, we have a couple projects that are like long term in our portfolio. And we so happen to be hardcore meme coin maximalists. Like we're not maximalists, but the trading style that we got is very similar. So I think with Solana, there's always these new narratives coming up. They have the infrastructure to build on top of and launch a token just right off the bat. And we're going to get a little bit more into these token creation platforms that's similar to Pump Fund. But overall, Solana has great volume, SWE has great volume, and SCI has been doing great. So I think overall, you just got to follow the money. And at the end of the day, if it makes money, it makes sense. One of my favorite quotes. So
For sure.
good stuff, man. So here we'll get into your Lucy play in a second. But we need to talk about something big that just happened in the market. And this actually could potentially be the indicator for the beginning of the banana zone and also a potential approach to altcoin season. Now, what just recently happened, I believe this was on right around October 27th. We had something called the Golden Cross. And so if you take the 50 simple moving average and then you put up the 200 simple moving average, they cross over. And what this means is the short-term buy volume is exceeding the long-term buy volume, which tells you that more people are entering the market, more institutions are coming in and coming straight into Bitcoin. And the reason why we track Bitcoin so much is like the S&P 500 of crypto. So the reason why I want to highlight the Golden Cross is because traditionally when this happens, this means that we're getting very close to that banana zone. So I'm curious to hear Bill the Bull's thoughts on the Golden Cross and what does this mean for the markets coming in the next couple weeks and or month?
Yeah, it's prepare your bags. If you're a bear, I keep saying it, get the fuck out. You don't deserve to be on the show. You don't deserve to hear any of our alpha. I don't want anything to do with you. You're bad energy, bad vibes. There's a place in the corner you guys can go cry, not on our show. I'm so bullish, man. And I think the Golden Cross is the indicator that if you still needed an indicator and you're not in the trenches and understanding the atmosphere right now, the Golden Cross always will show you that the momentum is on our side. So those things don't happen. I think there's one analyst, and I'll show some charts later from Mustache. I think he's like the best analyst I've seen. And these things occur like even on a longer time frame, they occur like once every cycle. And every indication that I have is the next 4 to 5 months at least is legendary. Now we can get into the discussion that we always do, 2025. How long is the bull market going to be? You know, some people say all of 2025. I've been on record and saying no. I'm much more on the side of like earlier on, but doesn't really matter when. What matters is right now. And I feel the next 3 to 4 months can be life changing for each and every one of you that's in crypto. So indicators like this just further cement that. And I can't wait for you, Chris, to show your Bitcoin dominance chart when you do get to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll pop that up in a second. And yeah, hey man, you read my mind because that's what I was going to jump into next. But ultimately, the golden cross is the best indicator you can get when it comes to the market starting. That's the one that all the analysts universally agree on. There's always these little charts and trading techniques that everybody gets into, but this one, in my opinion, is the closest thing to a universal indicator of banana zone. So I'm really excited. I like your analysis, man. Bears, get the hell out. So
yes, sir.
One other thing I just want to point out, we are trading in a massive flag. Let me go on a weekly time frame so it looks a little bit cleaner. So we're on like a massive bull flag, and we recently just had a breakup. And here was so crazy about this recent breakup yesterday. We were $200 away from hitting all-time high, $200, and it came back down. I was sitting here looking at that. I was just like, dude, please don't be a double top. Please don't be a double top. I don't think it's going to be a double top. I think we're going to blow past it in the next couple days, if not week. But ultimately, man, the chart looks phenomenally bullish. And then the last thing, we got one more day till the monthly close, my man. And I'm excited to show you this trading indicator because I know Bill knows this trading indicator. And I want to let you guys know this trading indicator. We're about to get 2 monthly green candles, the AKA the McRib. Bill, any thoughts on the McRib before we go to Bitcoin dominance?
Was you're talking about the McRib, the indicator when it comes in that like that's the start of the bull or something?
Yeah, that's another start of the banana zone. It's an old saying, the McRib.
Yeah. It's hilarious. No, I saw that. Dude, I love it, man. I love these charts, and it's just massively bullish, especially for those that don't understand TA. Because I didn't know TA back in 2021. Did you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't know any of these charts. I was just like, buy. Oh, market rug. I'm fucked.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy when you start learning TA. Like you sit here and you listen to someone else read the charts for you, and then they start messing up. And you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go learn this myself. And then you go and you actually start learning this stuff, and it's just like a huge revelation. It's like learning numerology all for the first time or astrology, and you're just like, yo, this stuff's crazy. It's cool. Awesome, man. Well, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance because we got to talk about some things. Well, actually, we just talk about the big elephant in the room of Bitcoin dominance because I'll tell you one thing. Let me go on the daily. You can really see on the daily. When it comes to Bitcoin dominance, no one has been able to accurately predict the breakdown. There's so many trading indicators. I was using the 100 monthly simple moving average. That got blown past. I was 1000% incorrect about that one. And recently, with this recent run up in Bitcoin, we topped out about, it was close to about 60.12%. So right now, Bitcoin dominance, we're on Bitcoin dominance watch. We're waiting for a breakdown. We're waiting for a reversal, and just keeps going up higher. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on Bitcoin dominance?
Eventually, it's just going to break down, man. And I think what chart is this on? This is the daily.
Daily, yeah. You want to go the weekly
Yeah.
or?
Well, I'm sure if you have one of them, there has to be some sort of EMA, whether it's a 13. I saw some chart. I don't know if it was from you, but the higher time frames, there is an EMA like right around here. And so, you know, this thing's not going to continue to go up. And so what the whole point of this chart shows for those that are new, when Bitcoin dominance goes up, your alts don't move. You want Bitcoin dominance to fall off a cliff, because when Bitcoin dominance falls off the cliff, that means people are moving into alts. No one cares about Bitcoin. However high this goes, I mean, this was a break to the upside. At some point, oh, there's that. Where is that one at? Okay,
this is 500. Let me show you 400 real quick. So that's 500, and then this one's 400. So 400, the 400 weekly goes down. Let me show you the monthly real quick. So hold on. Let me show you the 300 monthly, because I was screwing around with this earlier. 300 monthly, 300 weekly goes down. Let me show you the monthly real quick. So hold on. Let me show you the 300 monthly, because I was screwing around with this earlier. So hold on. Let me show you the 300 monthly, because I was screwing around with this earlier. Doesn't the monthly come down? All right, hold on. Let me do. Wait, I don't know if it's the. Let me try one more. Let me try the 200, and then I'll let you get. All right, never mind. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
well, it's not important. What's important is to understand the philosophy of Bitcoin dominance and how it's effect on the market. Obviously, the higher Bitcoin dominance is, the worse for your alts, because money, the liquidity is not on alts, it's on Bitcoin. But always at some point, Bitcoin dominance is going to drop. This is just human psychology. People aren't going to want to hold on to an asset. The only people who are like, oh, Bitcoin only, or the Bitcoin maxis who bought this thing at like $10. Don't listen to them. Doesn't matter. Thank you for your sacrifice. We're not trying to pump your bags. We're trying to pump our bags. And so eventually that money, the liquidity is going to flow down into alts when this breaks down, and it's going to happen. And so during that time when it breaks down, that's when you have your alt seasons. That's when you have the parabolic gains. In between, of course, there's outliers like Oakmont. There's outliers like Loose, also Titan X, Inferno, Dragon X. All those are outliers, to be honest with you. But the moment where you get like just massive gains across the board is when Bitcoin dominance drops. So this is something to keep an eye on for sure. But you know, it's no doubt in my mind it's going to drop. You agree, Chris? At some point.
Yeah, some point it's going to drop, and I've been analyzing and just looking into this, and I think when it drops, you're going to see signs. And let me just show you the last drop, and then we'll talk about the time frame between the drop in Bitcoin dominance and the Bitcoin top, because this is something me and Bill will probably use to determine when that Bitcoin top comes in, or basically to add more evidence to the blood moon, in my opinion. But we'll get to that in a second. I'm jumping across. So in 2020 on the weekly, we had a beautiful shooting star doji coming down. Let me try to. Well, actually, no. So basically, there's a doji that came down. It was a shooting star doji, and then we started to see the breakdown. So we had one red candle, and then your second close on that red candle right here. That's going to tell you, okay, this thing's actually breaking down. It usually takes 2 candles for confirmation that you're having a breakdown. So right when this thing started breaking down, we got to the first top of Bitcoin, and some call that the actual top, and the second top was the false top. That's the alleged, just so we're clear. And then you get this massive breakdown. Let me get rid of this. This shouldn't be here. To the point where in this breakdown, and I'm going to show this on the chart right here, this is where you got your 100,000x, EHEX ran, like all these altcoins just went absolutely bananas. So the main point I'm just trying to get, well, reinforcing what Bill was saying, this is what we're looking for. We want Bitcoin dominance to fall off a cliff, and then that's when we start to see altcoins run, and then that's when everyone who's viewing this live stream, me, Bill, and all of our homies get out of the market, and we say, see you later, guys. We'll see you in 2028 if there still is a bull market. Yeah. That's the main thing we're looking for. Now, Bill, real quick, I was doing a little bit of research, and let's see if I can just pull this up real quick. And I was comparing the last Bitcoin top. Let's do new price scale.
Yeah.
To Bitcoin dominance, because I know everybody's like going crazy and they're saying like, okay, we're about to get Bitcoin dominance breakdown. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do something that the rest of the TA guys ain't doing right now, and they're not comparing the time frame between the drop in Bitcoin dominance to the top of Bitcoin. And what I found out is when we started to see a drop in Bitcoin dominance, it took about 15 weeks. And this also fell in line. Well, actually, no, you can't do it the falling market. But basically in the last bull market, when we had the drop in Bitcoin dominance, the top occurred in a 15-week interval. So This is the main trade. This is the main indicator I'm looking for to when we get into Bitcoin top season, because I'm not sure if it's going to be, it could be 14 weeks, it could be 16 weeks, but I do believe it's going to be very close to that. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, timing's always never been my strong suit. I mean, what these indicators, biggest thing with me in timing is, you know, there's a certain amount of period after the Bitcoin halving that the actual market pops, and there's different times in the market that it's going to move. And I think now after that halving, and it's historically we're at the time frame where we're going to make that big move up. Again, the only timing that I can help talk about and that I feel more confident in, and all this is great, but that's not my expertise. My expertise is blood moons and obviously the lunar eclipses. That's the biggest thing, which I've been mapping out for about a year from now, or a year in the past. So if you know me, you know blood moons are terrible in the market, and we have 3 blood moons coming up, 2 in 2025 and 1 in 2026. And so I do feel that that's the indicator for me to at least take a pause. So all I know is systems go with the election coming up. You know, it doesn't matter who you vote for. I respect everyone, but I'm a Trump guy. You know, I am Trump. I 100% want him in office, and I make no doubts about that. I'm very proud to say I'm pro Trump. I also feel though, but again, if you're Kamala Harris, that's fine too. But I feel this is the time frame where the market's going to boom. We have the elections, you know, polls are indicating Trump's going to lead. He's pro crypto. That would be the catalyst to then just go through parabolic heights. Plus, there was something saying on the last solar cycle, the last what was it, when when it's Mercury's in retrograde. The last Mercury in retrograde is typically when in a solar cycle when this thing goes parabolic. Shout out to the people. Yeah, shout out to those people. But all in all, November, December, January, I think is massive to end the dragon year. And I can't wait, man. Welcome again to my TED Talk.
Love it, man. No, dude, I love your TED Talks. Bro, I can listen to you all day talk about this stuff. I love it. Man.
I hope I don't like scare off. So first of all, by the way, those listening, we have, at least on my end, 226 viewers just chilling. I know you have 32, but like on X, they're showing up. These are all people who love our show, Chris. So I just want to shout them out, and hopefully you guys don't get scared away with my astrology stuff, because I dig it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm just curious. This is me just messing around, and look, this could be not a potential accurate indicator, but so we have the blood moon, which is supposed to be on March 13th, 2025.
Yeah.
And so if we were to fall in line, which I don't think is be exact, but maybe somewhat close, 15 weeks, we start the breakdown next week.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So
makes sense. Which is when the US election occurs.
Yeah. So hey guys, I'm gonna be real honest. I'm curious to see how we end this week, because if we see if this thing comes down, and let me just zoom in just a little bit, we'll move on. But if this thing comes down and forms like a little doji, and then we get another beautiful red candle coming down, hey man, that would be absolutely epic, and we'll sit here on live stream for the next 2 months and brag about it. So you heard it here first.
Here first. That's where you get the alpha on the next layer. If you are meme coin maxi, if you're altcoin maxi, well, if you're a tech alt maxi, I apologize. It's not going to be a good cycle for you all. But if you're a meme coin maxi, well, I take that back. If you're a tech alt maxi only in the Titanx ecosystem, you'll be fine. Everyone else, like if you DeFi and Titanx, my God, that thing is a beast. But other tech alts on different chains, I'm sorry, fam, it's not going to be good for you. You're going to be left behind. But you basically, long story short, you come to the next layer for all the alpha, because that's what Chris and I do.
Yes, sir. That's how we roll, man. So yeah, guys. Well, that's all we got for Bitcoin dominance. We'll try to bring up, I can't say every week, but we'll try to cover at least like every other week, just so we can give you guys up to date. Because Bill's phenomenal trading. It's always good to pick his brain about certain things, and I've been learning a couple things here and there, so it's looking good. So Bill, Solana, late night on Mr. Late Night on Solana.
Late night on
you
Solana.
Have been
Sorry,
yeah. You had Oakmont, you have now Lucy. Tell me about this Lucy meme coin and what's going on.
Okay, well, how about this? How about I start with Oakmont, because there's so many people in the chat that I know want Oakmont. So Is that cool with you?
I'm good with it, man. Yeah, let's talk about both.
Okay, let's talk about both. Okay, so let's talk Oakmont Army for showing up. Let's fucking go. Now, let me just explain to you something. I'm going to pull up a few things, and I want to say 2 things. Number one, yes, I love Solana now. Like, I just absolutely love it. But and I like Lucy too, but Oakmont we're going to talk about. And the reason why I like Oakmont, because again, at the end of the day, community is everything. So Chris, I don't know if you're too familiar with this one, but let me blow your mind on this chart, because it's there's so much backstory here. All right, so
let's do a quick share.
All right, you see the chart?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's talk Oakmont. All right. First of all, Oakmont is a meme coin. It was created, it's basically on the same type of you know, you ever see Wolf of Wall Street? Well, Wolf of Wall Street, it's a movie with Jordan Belfort. He's the guy who, you know, is a sock guy, and you know, he made millions, and like it's just a really very much a viral character, his ups and his downs and whatnot. So his firm was, you know, it's basically called Oakmont. So it's a play on the stock meta financial system. You see what happens with SPX, right? SPX 6900, for those that don't know, is Murad's #1 pick this cycle. I think last I checked, it's what, 800 million? Let me, I think it's like 800, 900 million. You know, I don't know. But he has heights that it's going to be $100 billion. It's going to be like the next Doge. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But he has a lot of influence. So what happens in crypto is, you know, that's a new meta. That's the stock market meta. And so obviously if this thing goes, by nature, everyone wants to have a beta play. That's just how it works. So Oakmont comes in picture. Stock market beta. It's really cool. So if you notice, Chris, I saw this thing initially around here, like 250K market cap or somewhere. I don't know where 250 is. Maybe here. Yeah, here.
Right.
I noticed that the VC, some guy named Echo, was a part of the VC firm that's behind Zach. You know Zach, right?
Yeah.
Chris, I've talked about Zach on the show. I noticed that he pushed this coin out. So I was like, all right, you know, he's reputable in the Zach community. Let's dig in. And you know, I told the Chads about it. We got in, a lot of us got in, and we're like, okay, this thing's picking up. It's good. Now Zach Morris comes in around 2 million to publicly support 1 million. And what forms is like a massive community who's just like die hard. It's just wild. Like the vibes are just immaculate. Everyone is just having a great time. And this thing shoots up to like 10 million, right? 10 million. And then, and you're not familiar with what happened with Oakmont, do you?
No, I'm not familiar. I have no idea.
Oh, if you were paying attention, brother, we did share this in the privates. Anyways, so it hit 10 million, right? And so then disaster occurs. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that like I was a long believer. No, it was a disaster. What happened was, and you know, I'm not here to blame. Everyone has their own thing, but you know, Zach Morris, you know, did start shilling another coin. It is what it is. I personally thought it was a horrible idea. I hated it, but he's a grown man, right? So what happened was people got spooked, and this thing just went from 10 million, and dude, it was just a big free fall. It went down to like 400K. And wow. That's not a drop. That's like a panic, like I am done type of thing. Like thanks for playing. This is beyond the 80% retrace, right? So I was just like, but I was just sticking around, right? Because I just kind of wanted to know what was going on. And you know what really impressed me, Chris?
What's up? Talk to me.
The community. And this is something that I have to say for any sort of project. If you're a meme coin, it's all about your community. It's all about the people behind the project. Without a community, it's nothing. 99.99999% of projects, when this downfall came, would have just fucking went to zero, straight up. Dev would have sold. People would have been just complaining. And you know what happened instead? The strongest Chads and Stacy's came through. They did a space that night. One of the guys who had like still 20 million tokens burned it. And, you know, Zach Morris wasn't bad mouthing it, and it's not his project. It's fine. It's Echo's project. And, you know, the community was just strong. It was just something I've never seen before. And I was just like, my God, I never could imagine this. So now it went from 400K to now it's just above 1.3, 1.2. Now, let me just show you guys on a chart. And again, I'm never here to tell you guys to buy anything. I don't really care, nor do I want to give any financial advice. Do not care. I'm just a guy who's a DJ who likes to talk with Chris and on podcasts. Yes, I just share the plays I like. And what I want to show, let me clean this up, is this chart. Not only did it come back from the lows of 400, we're now about to have a cross.
Yeah.
This is the cross. This is the money maker, guys. The orange, the green, and blue. This is the 8, the 21, and the 50. This, my friends, look, last time it reclaimed the 50, we were at the drop on, this is when the drop happened. We're about to reclaim it. And you know what happens, guys, when you reclaim it? Eventually, nothing goes up straight line. Boom. That's what I expect to see. I expect us to be back at all-time high very, very soon because we're above the moving averages. And this is only through the fact that the community is probably the most, impressive community I've been a part of. So I'm a long-term believer in Oakmont because of the community. I like the narrative. It's at 1.3 million market cap. I'm going to, talk about them as much as possible. If you don't like Oakmont, then you have a problem with me. But one last thing I'll say is, my God, people do not like Zach Morris. I made a video, and it was funny. I posted a video and you're like, oh, this is funny. I posted a video to push up Oakmont. Bro, I had so many haters.
Really?
Fuck you, you're the dev. I'm like, what? No, man, I'm just a guy who's like degenning and making a fun video. I have nothing to do with this problem. Fuck Zach Morris, he's going to jail. I'm like, bro, like, why are you talking to me? Like, but anyways, long story short, I got love for Zach. I still think Zach's a great coin. But to be honest, my biggest play on Solana between Zach and Oakmont is now Oakmont. And guys, Oakmont Army, you got Bill. You're stuck with Bill for a while. So let's fucking go.
I love it, man. Hey, just I love the narrative, and to be honest, at 1.3 mil, now I'm enticed. This is actually a phenomenal entry.
Well, and it's also experienced now, and just last TA thing, it's also experienced now. It's Elliott Waves, right? So if you look at the Elliott Waves now, if you were kind of like on the outside looking in, this is your first wave. Wait, as we all know, we love Elliott Waves. So here you have,
put it right here.
The wave one, this was your wave one. And then you had this massive over 80% wave two correction, like 90%. That's your wave two. Guess what happens, guys? Wave three will be above wave one, and then you have a final blow off, where honestly you should take profits after this fifth wave, wherever that occurs. And if you notice, Chris, last thing I'll show from a TA perspective, because you like TA, if you notice the swing high to the swing low, we're well below the 88, the 0.88. We love the 88. Guess what the price is doing? Guess where we're at, brother?
0.88. A little bit above.
Cross it back with the crosses, brother. Boom, boom. Up, probably profit up here. Boom, boom. Oakmont, baby. That's all I gotta say. Oakmont Army. You guys still rate. And by the way, they show the most amount of love on my project. So shout out to you.
Yeah. And the other thing I just wanted to point out, I use the same moving averages as Bill when it comes to the meme coin projects, and it works out pretty well for me. What I really love about this chart is we have a cup, we have a handle, we came up to test out that neckline, and then we broke down. Now we are retesting that neckline, and then you also get a cross. When you see something like that, the only thing you can be is bullish on this type of chart. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And hey, man, I love the narrative. I love the Oakmont stuff. I haven't seen the Wolf of Wall Street, but I'm probably gonna watch it now just so I have an idea of what it is. But hey, man, I think I'm gonna be looking at entries later after this live stream. So
I think you should. Oakmont Army, by the way, you guys should still tune in, even though we're done with the Oakmont discussion, because you guys are Chads and Stacey's, and that's what they do. They support Chris and Bill on the show. Holler.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Good stuff. So tell me about Lucy. I know there's like connection to it being a mascot for the Catholic Church or something like that.
Yeah. Like I said, late night on base is now being transitioned to late night on Soul. Let's go. I mean, this is what I really wished, base would be. And I still got love for base. I joke around, but it is a little depressing that it's not on base. But anyways, all right, sorry. So let's present this. All right, so another coin that I like recently is Lucy. And again, my goal when I share things to people, it's not necessarily against for you to buy. It's just a matter of to educate people what I'm seeing in the chart narratives. You guys make your own decisions. And once we're done with this, I want to talk more about Titanx ecosystem and what Chris likes and doesn't like, because that man is an absolute beast in that ecosystem. And like, I have FOMO every time he talks in our chats. I'm just like, my God, I'm underexposed. Yes, so, sir. But basically with Solana, like I said, these things have volume. So here's the coin. The coin's called Loose. Let me show you what the picture is. Catholic. So you don't know much about this one, huh?
No, I don't.
So the Catholic Church, basically the Vatican. Let me just present a different screen. All right, so this is the image, the logo. This is the official logo from the Catholic Church, and they basically want to make 2025. They basically want to start capturing the attention of the younger generation, and they've publicly have said that they want to use this mascot, Luce. I don't know if it's Lucy or Luce. That I don't know, but I think it's Luce, like Lucifer, but I don't know. And so they created this pilgrim, but if you notice, it's like a pop anime style. This is literally just like a milady. It's very adorable and very degen like, crypto people like it. So it's literally being pushed by the Catholic Church, and they have this like group of friends, right? And now I'm looking at this, and I saw this thing at like 4 million market cap yesterday, no, 2 days ago. And I was like, I'm in. Like, I don't care what it is. Like, this is actually being pushed by the Catholic Church. Like, they're going to be like, this is an organization that has probably the most power in the world, one of the most, billions and billions at its disposal. You're not telling me that if their goal is to market this thing and get people into the Catholic Church interested, do you not think like they're going to spend the money on, I don't know, lunch boxes, TV shows, costumes? Like, literally, when you think about a meme, you got to get the brand. So I saw this, and I guess other people thought the same thing. So it rode up to about 100 million yesterday or today. Now it's at like 66, 65 million. It doesn't really matter. So now when you look at the chart, one of the things that, let me show you on the chart, is that just captured my mind, and that's why I like Solana, is basically the volume. So if you look at this thing, so it's on a little dip, but right now it has about 63 million in volume. Earlier today was about 100 million in volume. 100 million in volume. And so this is the kind of coin that the whales are going to want to play with, the ones that have volume. And I finally have realized volume is what matters for whales. They want to be able to cash in, cash out. So I'm looking at this, like, it's hard to count the Elliott waves on something so small like this. It really is. I'm just like holding. I'm never going to be selling this early at all, because I truly do believe if this is, complete dog shit gets up to like 500, 600 million, there's no reason why the meme coin pushed by the Catholic Church will not get up to those numbers. And the main dev who made this, within 17 seconds, he sold all his position for like $200 in profit. It would have been worth $5 million right now or something like that.
Wow.
So big L to him. So this is the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at it, and I expect this one to be a massive winner in the coming months. Up until Easter, I feel the Catholic Church is absolutely just going to push it. Here you have the 50 EMA on this 1 hour. I think maybe price wicks down. If you see a wick down to the 50, which is around 50 million, and comes back up to around 70, I'm just letting you guys know I'm going in big. And that's just the way I'm handling it, because that would indicate to me huge buying pressure. I expect this, and some of the biggest accounts on Twitter are now talking about it, like Money Trader and all sorts of things. So I expect this thing to be, 150, 200 million in the next like couple days, honestly. So that's what I'm looking at. But let's turn to you, Chris. Those are the top two at the moment currently on Solana that I'm all about. What about you, man? What do you got for us? Tell us, give us some alpha, brother. Give us some alpha.
Sir. Yes, sir. Well, the one thing I just want to say about Luce, phenomenal narrative. What I like that you identify is the fact that the Catholic Church is going to be marketing it. So when it comes to pushing this narrative across crypto, it's going to be very easy. And those types of narratives are very easy to get behind, because someone's always going to be talking about it. And that's the key to understand these meme coins. You got to have engagement. You got to have people talking about this. Like, this is all about social attention, which is the main currency online. So overall, I think it's great. It's a definitely great project. $68 million market cap. This could be a contender for $1 billion. So let's talk about Titan X. We actually just had a really, really big day on Titan X, and we had something called Day 369.
Yeah, now, tell me all about it. I've been hearing about this in our private rooms. I've been hearing about this through the Titan X ecosystem. And like I said, guys, you know how I'm so big on Oakmont because of the community. Like, you guys in the Titan X ecosystem are just as strong. That cult-like behavior, to me, the Titan X ecosystem is what Pulse Chain should have been. That's how I feel. I feel like Pulse had that. I think you guys are now being that what Richard probably wanted. And you know, I'm about it, man. Like I just see like core diehard believers. So I love it.
Yeah, man. Hey, TitanX is it's a pretty awesome cult. It's actually probably one of the friendliest cults I've ever met. Like everyone's just so nice to each other. So
Good.
yeah, it's good, man. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with all the details about TitanX, but long story short, you can come in and create what you call a miner. And based on when the project started and how long it's been going, you take your Ethereum and it can be used to produce Titan X, and you can claim it on a certain day. And the max miner is 280 days. Now, the Ethereum that's used for that miner, 62% that is used to burn Titan X in the future. And then, well, it goes to a buy and burn that just burns Titan X at a set interval every single day. And then 28% is used for a staking payout. Now, Titan X launched back on October 28th, 2023 in a cat year on 28th day for a reason. Shout out to Jake. He is definitely a massive numerology astrology stud. And what happened was over the course of that period of time up until today, the day 369 payout pool, you're not going to see it right now because it just got paid out today, but essentially it paid out over $7 million worth of Ethereum to anybody who takes their Titan X and stakes it on the platform. So basically, if you take your Titan X and you stake it, you'll earn Ethereum from the day 369 payout, 90-day payout, 8-day payout, and 28-day payout. And what's great about this is it's non-inflationary staking. So they're not paying you out in like Titan X tokens. You're getting paid out in Ethereum. Now, the reason why this is so important, there's a protocol called Dragon X. And so Dragon X actually launched a project on top of Titan X. And it's basically a smart contract where it comes in and it max stakes a bunch of Titan X out into the future. And then takes that Ethereum from each of the payouts, buys Titan X, sends a little bit to be restaked out, and then burns the Dragon X token. So basically it goes from Ethereum to Titan X. Half of that goes back into staking, and the other half is used to burn the Dragon X token through the Dragon X and Titan X liquidity pair. All Titan X projects are paired up with the Titan X token. Now, Dragon X recently just received around 500 ETH, which is estimated to be about $1.2 million worth of Ethereum. And that $1.2 million of Ethereum is going to be used to buy Titan X. Half that goes back into the staking contract. So basically it burns it. And the other half is going to be used to burn the Dragon X token. Now, the reason why this is so important is because we have a buy and burn on top of Titan X. And we have a couple other protocols that are burning Titan X. But this event is going to have a huge impact on the Titan X ecosystem. And Titan X is designed to go from hyperinflationary to hyperdeflationary. And a lot of people are speculating that the day 369 is going to be that moment where Titan X goes hyperdeflationary. And before I keep going on and going on TED Talk, Bill, any thoughts on anything I just said or any questions?
Well, I do have a question for you. So if I'm someone on the outside looking in, and I'm sure most of my audience is, even myself too. Obviously, I have Inferno, but I don't have much Titan X. To be honest, don't have any exposure to Dragon X. Hindsight's 2020. I'm a fucking idiot. Like Dragon X in a Dragon year, especially with like all the numerology chats. Like that's the biggest fumble of my life. Anyways, if you had a guess, like would the play be, as you're saying, after day 369, it's less, it's more deflationary. You're saying. It would somebody wanting to enter the system, is it smarter or wiser in your opinion to enter by Titan X or by Dragon X?
My opinion, it'll probably be Dragon X because you're gonna have a direct buy and burn, but also Dragon X because it's basically capped, and then you're gonna have a bunch of Ethereum coming in, buying Titan X and burning the token. So in my opinion, it's going to do really, really well. Now, on top of what you just said about Inferno, this is the key to understanding about the Titan X protocols. they're all paired up with Titan X. So if Titan X does a 10x with Hart's Law, a lot of these other altcoin projects are going to do very close to a 10x. So as Titan X continues to become hyper deflationary, all these protocols that are built on top of Titan X are going to have very similar returns, not financial advice. So just being in Inferno, believe it or not, Inferno is actually, from the ratio, it's actually trading a little bit higher versus Titan X, means by holding Inferno, you're actually making more Titan X. And then on top of that, when we go hyper deflationary, it's going to get really, really crazy. So in my opinion, any project on top of Titan X is going to be a play. I think having a little bit of Dragon X on the sideline could be good. And in my opinion, Dragon X could very well be a $1 billion altcoin project. Right now, it's sitting at 100 million. Let me double check that. Yeah, it's sitting at about 100 million. I got in on this project at 300K.
Wow.
So
GG.
yeah, so it's 88 million. I'm sorry. Well, it got up to 100 million, I think, like a day or 2 days ago. But yeah, man, the chart's absolutely beautiful right now.
BRB, let me get my time machine so I can get a bag at 300K. I'm just gonna jump into my time machine.
Yeah, dude. Hit up Nikola Tesla. Just
Bro,
like, hey man,
I'm waiting for the day when like actual time travelers come into the future or come in the past. Like, I know there's some crazy shit. I mean, we need to have that discussion, by the way, with Ceranos, and just have like a mind bending, like astrology, numerology, time travel, whatever talk, UFOs. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, man. We got absolutely. We can get into quantum computing that gets in that stuff, man. Dude, that would be the craziest live stream. We probably couldn't even put that on YouTube. We gotta keep
That's
it on
fine.
X.
Well, I'm all about Elon, bro. Elon will keep it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So so just getting back into Titan X now, here's the big thing that I've been pointing out on Twitter. Believe it or not only did we get a golden cross on the Bitcoin price chart, we're actually about to get a golden cross, and the first ever golden cross on Titan X coming very, very soon.
I saw that. And that's why I love these crosses. I'm telling you right now, that's why I point out to the Oakmont crew. Anytime I see a cross with an alt that I like, I get ready, because that just shows support. And that shows that's where buyers are stepping in, because it's all psychological. People who don't understand, trading is psychological. It's what other market participants going to do. There's absolutely facts that people follow that. And the moment that you have support and a cross is coming, that means now a new level of support is going to be coming, and price should not go below that. And obviously, once you see price dip below, then that's different. But that's so bullish, man. And that's why I'm like paying more attention. I know like people like Axe in our group has said Q4 is the quarter for Titan X ecosystem, and I agree. And I can't wait. And I definitely want you to let us know when like the degen market really picks up there. Like, I think that's going to be a really fun time. And I'm ready with my bags, my Inferno, but I still want to buy some Titan X liquid just to have some. Why not?
Yeah, I agree, man. And when it comes to these market caps, keep in mind a lot of these tokens are being burned, and so market cap is the amount of tokens in circulation times the last known price. So if you burn a bunch of these tokens off the market, the market cap's going to be constantly changing. So while it says, I don't know what it'd say, like 100 million, 123 million, that's going to be subject to change as more of these tokens get burnt. So I don't think the market cap being displayed right here is an accurate calculation. And that's something we saw with Hex in the last market, because it had the staking inflation coming out. Now, last thing I want to say, and I know we got to move on, but one thing I just want to point out, shout out to Bill the Bull, man. He really got me into the Elliott wave triangles, and I've been obsessing with them for almost like 6 months straight now. And one thing I noticed with the Titan X price chart is it loves to form these Elliott wave triangles. So this is a contracting Elliott wave triangle to a T. A, B, C, D, E. Now this next one, it came up and it formed a barrier Elliott wave triangle. Came down A, B, C, hit D, and just went way past E. So Bill, I got an interesting theory. I don't know if this is right. And keep in mind, this isn't financial advice. I just make this clear.
Yeah.
What I'm noticing is this is actually speeding up. I'm gonna turn off the EMAs real quick so you can see this. But because it's missing these points, I have a theory that if this forms a barrier Elliott wave triangle, instead of coming across and hitting that point C, I think it's going to come down. We just hit point A. We just hit point B. And I think it's just going to take off and come up here and just bypass point. Actually, let me put it down here. I think we're actually going to skip point C and D in this trading time frame and just go out. And what that's telling me is Titan X is becoming more hyper deflationary because we're missing these points on the Elliott wave triangle. So that's a theory that I'm still trying to prove. It could be subject to change. I could completely wrong. So
Yeah.
just curious to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, easily. And I think though, what I do think might happen is you could always hit it on the downside, like in a bear market, right? So even though it skipped these points and it could continue to go up, like I think easily could just bypass the triangles. And basically, if you see your letter B, that's going to be a key area to kind of indicate, is price going to hold above it? If it does, that's massively important. You just kind of have to play. If you're more of a safe trader, just wait for the breakout or the break below, or you can front run it. But I think absolutely could easily play out like that. But you just have to see. But if you're a long-term holder, for sure. But I do think like Titan X is amazing, but I don't think it's going to be like some like in 2026 in the bear market that's just going to like be the one outlier. Like, no, I think everything's going to get absolutely crushed. And I think everything that you see going up is going to go back down. So just keep that in mind. I think for anyone listening to our shows, keep in mind that there's a cycle, right? Things are bullish. I can't speak for Chris, but what I can speak for is myself. And I do feel that like 2025, when the bear market hits and you do see a bear market, all your coins are going to go fucking down. I don't care what you hold. It's not the future of finance. I think 95, 99% corrections will occur and there's no guarantee it'll come back up. So just please keep in mind that the opportunity exists right now when we're in this market for those participating, but don't get caught holding the bag. Please don't. That's just honest advice, and you will not be happy if you hold in the bears. But again, for right now, I think these are some of the best plays on Inferno, Titan X, Oakmont, Loose, so many others. But just keep that in mind. I had to say that.
No, I agree, man. I agree. And the big thing is like, me and Bill, we agree on a lot of things, especially the macro outlook on how to approach this market. And we always tell you guys, buy coins in cult communities 100%. And, make sure you understand your environment. But also at the end of the day, the one person you got to look out for is yourself, and make sure you secure the bag for yourself and your family and the people around you, because you definitely want to get a little piece of this bull market. Because I know most of you guys viewing this live stream right now, you've probably been here for longer than a year. I would say I know most of you guys probably came from the last cycle. So, take advantage of this. I do agree with Bill. It's going to be a brutal bear market. And then also there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. So you never know if something's going to pop off. So at the end of the day, the first person that comes first in crypto is yourself. So just want to make sure you put that out there. So yeah, man. So, and then the last thing I want to, we got time for one more. You cool if I talk a little bit about Ether Vista and Blurb, or did you want to talk about something? Of course.
Nah, bro. That's what we come for. And next layer, we talk about all the things.
Yes, sir. All right. So pump fund platforms, in my opinion, I think they're the one narrative that nobody's talking about, because pump fund doesn't really need a token. They're making a bunch of money off of just the platform in and of itself. So they're sitting here, they're just like, why launch a token when we're making millions of dollars from this? And I do agree with them. Now, what's interesting is Ethereum doesn't have a pump fund platform until a couple of days ago, when Ether Vista actually just launched their first pump fund platform. Let me bring up the Twitter real quick and let me take some of this stuff down. And I'll be real honest, I do not remember the name of this platform, what they call it exactly. I think it was Vista Fund. Hold on, give me 1 second. It was, let me go down real quick. Ether Fund. So Ether Vista launched a new pump fund platform called Ether Fund, and now you can actually launch these type of pump fund type tokens on top of Ethereum. But Bill, here's the best part about it. They designed it so when you launch a token, it's only going to cost you like $1 or $2. It's gas fee efficient, and Ether Vista has its own decentralized exchange that's going to be competing with Uniswap. So in my opinion, what Ether Vista did was they create a narrative that could be the potential beginning of the launch of the pump fund platforms across every single blockchain. Now, I just want to show you the price chart real quick, and then I want to get your thoughts on it. But when this platform came out, dude, this thing went. Let me get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of the. I was doing some Elliott wave theory earlier. I'm just gonna do a general outlook on the chart. But right when this thing launched, man, this thing went absolutely nuclear. It was sitting at about $4, and now it's coming up to $31, and then it's doing a little correction because it touched the top. So overall, I like this narrative. I think it's something to watch out for. Build a bull. What's your thoughts about these new pumped up fund platforms launching on top of Ethereum?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think everyone wants to capture the next one that's on Solana, right? The pump fund on Solana. Did you know they probably made over $100 million? I think it's like insane. Like, I want to be friends with the creator or like figured it out. Like, I think it's just the biggest money printer. The problem is though, and I think these things are good. I think Ethereum needs it. But like, I don't know. I'm not as bullish necessarily as you are, just because Solana is just taking all the market share. And I think like right now, even if like the meme occurs on Ethereum and there was like $1 fee, I don't feel that that it's going to do as well, because there's always going to be a Solana competitor, always. You know, for any big narrative, the first thing people do is Solana. Like when the meme coin of the Pope came out loose, there was actually an Ethereum one. I said, nope, I'm going to Solana. And it's the same thing. And so I think it might be hard to, because I think also too, you have to understand the way I think about it, and I could be completely wrong. The way I look at it is liquidity is in a container, right?
Right.
It can't be in every chain. They just can't. And a lot of people, the quote unquote normies or the regular people, like for them, one chain's enough. They're not multi-chain. They're not degens like us. And I just feel right now Solana just capture that entire market, that like those that are in Solana hardly will want to play. The majority won't want to play on Ethereum. That's how I look at it. But I don't know. We'll see. I think these type of plays can do well. Absolutely. But for me, like I said, I'd rather invest in the actual underlying meme, unless if I was like a shareholder of the actual company, then that'd be different. But that's just me.
Yeah, I agree. And and just break down your analysis. The best chains to be on are the ones with the most volume. So Solana does have a lot of volume and it does have TVL, but Ethereum's TVL is insane still. And I think the reason why it's so big is because a lot of rich people put their money there because it's so hard to use and the gas fees are so high. So I think ultimately there is potential. And I think what you're coming across is the user experience, and Solana by far has a plus in user experience, and Ethereum has like a D plus. So yeah, man, I think with like Pump Fun, it's one of those unicorns where they don't need to launch a token because it would just be a big headache, and they're making hundreds of millions of dollars. But then on the flip side, there's people who are like, I wish I could buy that token so that when a new token comes out, they'll get to capture that market share. So how I see it is, I do think Solana's going to do great next to Sui and SEI. Those are going to be the three most popular chains at the end of this market. But I do think that when it comes to an investment perspective, especially from big bag holders, they're going to want a platform where they can buy a token and the token can be burned. That's how I see it. So
yeah, I mean that's a good analyst, and that's what I like about you, Chris. Like sometimes we think differently, but you share a perspective that I might not have, and I share stuff that you might not know, and that's how we're going to dominate the cycle.
Yes, sir. Like I said, the next layer is not an echo chamber. So
No.
so we do have different perspectives on the market, but yeah. So Ether Vista, it's interesting. It's an interesting project. It's definitely going bananas right now. Question is whether or not it can continue this momentum. We'll see in a couple weeks, my man. So yeah, dude. So outside of that, man, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, man, that's all I got. I think next week will be a really good show in the sense of first of all, damn, on my end, 1,500 viewers. I love these live streams. I capture a lot of attention these days because of the algorithms. And so if you're just random note, if you're a content creator, highly recommend just focusing on live streams on X. And I know you do that. I know you're very big on YouTube. My audience on YouTube is like nothing, but I don't even care. Just it's cool to see that like this gets pushed up. So to everyone listening, I appreciate you all. And I know Chris does too. I'm excited because after next week, after the election's next week, right? I think, yeah.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. So we'll see how the market is. And I think on our show, we can just be seeing massive green dildos up. So I'm excited. And we'll talk about whatever is new and interesting at that time. So I look forward to it. Every Wednesday, noon PST, 3 Eastern.
Yes, sir. And guys, keep in mind, next live stream is going to be crazy because we gave you guys the biggest prediction. We think we could see a breakdown Bitcoin dominance next week, because if that happens next week, that falls in line with the Bitcoin top on close right around March 13th, 2025 during the blood moon. So you guys definitely want to be here because we are going to be looking at the weekly close for Bitcoin, the monthly close for Bitcoin, and we're also going to be looking at the Bitcoin dominance. So if you guys want to see the actual chart and you want clear and transparent people, like the people that you see on the screen, me and Bill, we're the same people in real life. We don't have to pretend to be somebody else. We don't have to go beef with somebody on Twitter. What you see is what you get, and we're completely real. So like I said, guys, please check us out. And guys, please do me a favor. Follow Late Night on Base. Share this live stream out. Show my boy some love. And consider subscribing to the verse. And we'll see you guys next one. Peace out, y'all.